Hell or high water. Back in August 2021, an unexpected flash flood swept through downtown Omaha, Nebraska at around 1 p.m. Tony Liu and his two friends were relaxing in his apartment, watching the weather reports about the flood. Curious, they decided to take the elevator down to see the flooded city streets for themselves. It was a very bad idea.
Let me see your best moose impression. Swimming in the water. Okay, can you please just hurry? Okay, thank you. Shoot. Hold on.
What they didn't realize was that the lower levels of their apartment building were already completely flooded with disgusting sewer water. As the elevator reached the lobby, water poured inside, causing the elevator to malfunction and trapping them inside as the water rapidly rose.
Once it got towards kind of my neck, chest, that's when I kind of, I could possibly die in here.
The floodwaters continued to pour in, quickly filling the elevator until the three friends could barely keep their heads above water. Panicked, Tony made an emergency call to his roommate, Dolan Santa, who immediately rushed downstairs to try to help his trapped friends.
I told them, hey, I'm gonna die in here if you guys don't come and try to do something.
We went down into about shoulder deep water and just tried pulling it apart with everything we could. We had to get them out or it could have been fatal.
Finally, after a desperate struggle, Dolan managed to pry open the flooded elevator doors, freeing Tony and his friends from what could have been their watery grave. Luckily, they all escaped and swam to safety without so much as a scratch. Not surprisingly, Tony Liu later said that this was the scariest thing that has ever happened to him.
How scary was this?
Honestly, I would say this is number one, the most scariest thing in my life. Yep. Hands down.
Swimming in the water. Okay, can you please just hurry? Okay, thank you. Shoot.
Factory worker. Cami recently moved from his home country of Greenland to live and work in Denmark. But little did he know, the apartment he moved into had a horribly dark past. 7 years ago, a 49-year-old man was brutally attacked and lost his life right outside the apartment's front door. Not long after moving in, Cami began to notice strange occurrences. His belongings would move or fall to the floor for no reason. He often heard the creepy sound of someone knocking on his door late at night, and doors inside his apartment would slam shut on their own. Then, one afternoon, Cami heard strange noises coming from somewhere inside his apartment. He pulled out his phone and started recording, trying to find the source of the unsettling sounds. But then, this happens. A door slams shut right in front of him, causing Cami to jump in terror. The scare seems to literally frighten the fart right out of him. But now, this is where the fun ends, because things start to get really dark. Not long after sunset, the eerie activity in Cami's apartment starts up again. Feeling uneasy but determined to capture proof, he once again pulls out his phone and starts recording. What happens next is truly disturbing. A cupboard door opens by itself and Cam's helmet slides across the floor on its own. Later that night, still unsettled, Cami decides to live stream from his apartment. He explains to his viewers that he's having trouble sleeping because he keeps hearing things moving and falling in the next room. And then, live on a stream, something terrifying happens. Cami hears belongings crashing to the floor in the next room. But when he goes to investigate, the drawers of a small cupboard slide open all by themselves. That's it. Cami has had enough. He bolts down the stairs and runs out of the building. But when he looks back up at his apartment window, he sees someone or something standing inside his apartment, looking right down at him. With everything that has happened, could Cam's apartment actually be haunted by the restless spirit of the man who lost his life there? Let me know what you think. The Midnight Whisper. Mike is up around midnight, long after his family has gone to bed. Suddenly, he notices a strange odor coming from the living room. Suspecting that one of the family pets might have had an accident, he begins searching for the telltale puddle. But then, something scares the absolute life out of him. A small, childlike voice seems to whisper his name from somewhere nearby. Mike just books it up the stairs, leaving his dog and his concerned little kitten behind, both seemingly wondering what the hell just happened. Now, Mike says that he lives in an old 1850s house near the coast of Herring Cove, Canada. The house has a slight bit of dark history, but he insists that he's never experienced anything paranormal before this night. In fact, Mike has never even posted about anything supernatural until this one strange incident that literally sent him running. Followed home. Back in 2015, Candace Gardner and her husband attended a Halloween party at an abandoned and allegedly haunted prison with a dark history. It was a huge mistake. Candace says that the entire night at the party, she felt like something was watching her. Ever since that night, strange things have been happening in Candace's home. She now believes that a malicious entity might have followed her home from the old prison. A dark spirit that intends to harm her and her family. Soon after the prison trip, Candace begins to experience unexplained activity in her home. Lights flicker on and off at night while she and her husband sleep. Doors in the house open and close on their own. But scariest of all, the spirit begins to aggressively throw objects at Candace. These frightening incidents continue to escalate as it seems that the entity wants to seriously hurt her.
Hurt Candace.
While Candace is sleeping, she starts to wake up to painful, violent attacks, as if some unseen force is roughly grabbing or pulling at her, and she says she caught proof. Late one night, Candace and her husband fall asleep while watching TV on the couch. As the couple sleeps, a CCTV camera in the room captures something absolutely horrifying. Candace's leg appears to get grabbed and twisted painfully into the air by an invisible force. She wakes up in a panic and screams for her husband to help her, but all he can do is grab her leg and pull it back. Eventually, he manages to free Candace's leg from whatever is pulling on it, but she's left sobbing in pain and fear. Now, I have to say that after watching this footage and hearing Candace's desperate pleas for help, this video is very compelling. But do you believe that a dark entity followed Candace home from the prison and is now violently haunting her home? Let me know what you think. As for Candace, she says that her family still experiences terrifying paranormal events to this day. Heads up! Popular Chinese ghost hunter Xiaolong is back, this time investigating an abandoned school in China that is said to be extremely haunted. As his live stream audience watches, Xiaolong begins to hear unexplained noises from somewhere in the building. He's a little on edge as he goes to check out the strange sounds. What happens next is, well, just watch.
听见没？开回音呢。
Xiaolong gets the fright of his life because of a plastic statue head. But luckily, he delivers a good old-fashioned slap upside the head to put that statue back in line. However, things are about to get a bit more serious and a lot more frightening. As Xiaolong explores deeper into the haunted school, something unsettling happens.
我叫你玩儿，操你妈！我叫你玩儿。我操！我操！我去你妈！
A small ball inside a classroom rolls across the floor by itself. Xiaolong chucks it out of the window, but then the lights hanging from the ceiling suddenly come crashing down, almost hitting him. Fortunately, the ghost hunter makes it out safe, but he's not done just yet. Inside one of the school's many rooms, he finds a dirty old mirror. And this is when his exploration takes a terrifying turn.
我操你妈！我操你妈！我他妈是看错了我操你妈！我操你妈！好像是在这嘎达。 我去你妈逼！我操！我操！我操你妈！你妈了个逼！我操你妈呀！操你妈！你哪里来了？我操！
In the mirror's reflection, someone can be seen standing behind Xiaolong. But when he swings around in terror, there is no one there. After some attempted kicking and flailing at the invisible entity, Xiaolong notices that the reflection of the figure has disappeared. But now, he spots a shadowy face peeking at him from a window. And moments later, a heavy closet comes crashing down right in front of him. The activity is becoming a little too intense. So, Xiaolong decides to leave and ends his live stream. You can see even more terrifying moments from this ghost hunt over on the YouTube channel Outdoor Xiaolong. Back on another exploration. Jim is back on another exploration to find and capture evidence of the paranormal. This time, he investigates a long abandoned apartment complex. Strangely enough, he finds evidence that a child once lived there.
صورة أطفال
For unknown reasons, old black and white photos of a young girl have been taped to the wall in one of the many abandoned rooms. These seem completely out of place in such an old, decrepit building. Nearby, Jim also finds a creepy drawing of the popular children's cartoon Scooby-Doo. This is when things start to get really weird because Jim begins to hear strange, unexplained sounds.
في حد؟ Hello? Anyone here? في حد؟
As Jim continues his exploration, he hears the sounds of someone or something moving around inside the building, seemingly close by. Jim eventually finds a small courtyard, and what happens next is absolutely terrifying.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. بسم الله. بسم الله. بسم الله. بسم الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله.
As Jim walks by old towels hung on a clothesline, he sees the terrifying pale face of a child with pitch-black eyes peeking back at him. Terrified, Jim jumps back, but whoever or whatever it was has disappeared. So, could this be the ghost of a child? Perhaps even the little girl from the photos he found earlier? Or could this be the sinister entity of a jinn appearing as a child? Or is this just a very elaborate hoax with amazing effects? I leave it up to you to decide. Hiding under the bed. In another creepy video shared to TikTok without a source, a man is woken up in the middle of the night by a strange thumping sound coming from under his bed. What happens next is absolutely horrifying.
Escucha algo debajo de la cama.
The man looks under his bed but sees nothing that could explain the mysterious thumping. But then, a horrific thing comes sliding out from under his bed, and the video cuts off. Now, I'm in no way claiming that this video is real, but it is definitely very creepy. Whether it's real or not, I'll leave that for you to decide. Unstable. This next strange video was recorded by a CCTV camera in a horse stable, but the location of the stable and the original source of the footage are unknown. The video shows a horse in its stall, relaxed and peaceful, but around 2:39 a.m., there's an odd dark flash across the CCTV camera, and then all hell breaks loose. Something unknown disturbs the horse so much that it panics and actually breaks through its stall. But that's not all, because as the horse roams loose in the stable, what happens next is truly bizarre. The horse lingers at a different stall, disturbing one of the other horses as it kicks and makes panic noises. The horse then seems to angrily attempt to leap over into the other stall with that horse. The stable owner says that this is one of the weirdest things he's ever experienced with one of his horses. Now, this video was shared to TikTok and comments mentioned that the culprit might be a jinn, as it is apparently said that jinns often torment horses. There was also that odd dark flicker in the camera footage. So, paranormal or not, really without a source, we'll never know what happened here. Maybe this horse just randomly lost his mind. The passenger, taxi driver Jeric from Baguio, Philippines, was working the night shift when he spotted a woman on the side of the road who needed a lift. What happens next is something he'll never forget.
Wala. Diyos ko po. Wala. Multa ata yung nasakay ko ah. Ay, Wala. Wala. Multo yung nasakay ko. Diyos ko. May sumakay kanina. May sumakay kanina, pero bakit nawala? Scout Barrio sabi. May sumakay kanina, wala.
We can see the taxi door open and close, and Jeric swears that a woman wearing a long white and purple dress stepped into his taxi, requesting to be taken to Scout Barrio, a neighborhood in the city. After a short drive, he looks into his rearview mirror to discover that there is no woman in his car. She has disappeared. Baffled, he looks around the backseat in a startled disbelief. Jeric says he was tired and never got a good look at the woman's face, but he's certain a woman got into his car. So, could it be that Jeric gave a taxi ride to a spirit? Or what do you think was happening here? This next mysterious video is said to have been recorded in a hospital in either West Sumatra or Malaysia. CCTV footage shows a hospital ward with sick patients lying in bed, but there's something else in the footage that is truly terrifying. What appears to be a small shadow figure about the size of a child can be seen standing next to one of the beds. Hospital visitors can be seen walking right through the apparition, as if it's not even there. Even creepier, the story goes that the patient in bed passed away shortly after this chilling footage was recorded. It makes you wonder, did something come to visit them before they passed, or maybe something came to take them away? You decide. St. Andrew's Church stealth camper. Chris, from the YouTube channel Blood Outdoor Show, sets out with his friend Mick on an overnight adventure to the abandoned St. Andrew's Church in Connaught, England. The church was built in 1769 and has been abandoned for nearly 50 years.
We're going to do a stealth camp right next to this old, spooky, abandoned church. It's been abandoned since like the 1970s.
Now, it should be mentioned that Chris is not a ghost hunter, nor has he ever uploaded any videos related to the paranormal. In fact, he says he's a skeptic and doesn't really get spooked by that sort of thing.
I mean, I'm very skeptical of that kind of stuff, so I'm not going to try and condingo or use mandingos, if you know what I'm talking about.
To make this even creepier, the church is surrounded by an old graveyard. So Chris and Mick set up their tent amongst the graves and relax. Soon, it gets dark, and the two decide to take a peek inside the old church.
There we go, folks. Yeah. Well, like I say, I'm not scared, and I'm not one of these people that get to shiver up the spine at things like this. To me, it's not spooky, but we'll still have a little look around. Like I say, guys, it's been abandoned since the 1970s. Obviously, they must leave the door open now and again. I'm out of here. Sorry, guys. What the was that? Oh, I think Mick's filled his pants. I get skin in my dinner's only been done these. I think Mick's got a lug of a jugger in his only pedandies. You know what I mean?
Nice big hole.
That's the fastest I've ever seen you run.
The two friends hear a loud bang that spooks them enough that they need a refreshing cold beverage in the graveyard. But after a bit of cold beverages, Chris is able to convince his friend Mick to go back inside the old creepy church once more. It did not go well.
He's not happy about it, but I've convinced Mick to have one more look inside this so-called haunted church. Go on then, Schmick.
You ain't got close then.
Well then. Oh well, I'll go first. Right, you follow me. I think the first time we came in, I think we just let our imaginations run away with ourselves, which is easy when you're in the pitch black and you're having a few. Just leave that door open, Mick. I mean, I can see why people come here, Mick, and do the old spooky, ghostly tours and look for the paranormal readings and stuff like that. It's not my kind of thing. My kind of thing is sitting in a tent and getting mangled, spangled, and totally grim crankled. But each to their own. Wherever your hobby is. Let's have a look over here, Schmick. Oh, here we go. We've got a photograph of young Chris here. Oh, sorry guys. It's not young Chris. Apologies. It's Jesus Christ. Our little son.
Milky buttons, that.
Yeah, milky buttons. What? What the What? Mix away. Ooh, shut that door. What? Right. Guys. Oh. I'm not one of these ones that get scared like that, but that's twice we've been in there, and twice I've heard about it. I think Mick's dropped his guts. I I think he's filled his pants. It's alright, Nick, I've got some baby wipes in my bag. That was proper dodgy, that, like.
Another loud bang echoes through the church. The two campers have had enough, and they spend the night outside in their tent, not going back into the church for the rest of the night. But did you see it? Chris and Mick were completely unaware of the dark, shadow-like figure peering out at them from behind the doorway. That is until their loyal viewers pointed it out to them in the video comment section. Again, Chris and Mick are not ghost hunters, nor are they interested in making videos about the paranormal. So just who or what was that? You can watch this entire stealth camping adventure over on the YouTube channel Blot Outdoor Show.
Hiya! Hiya! Hi, Mandigos! You alright? Yeah!
School's out. It's 10:30 at night when an elementary school teacher in Washington is working late. The teacher is busy preparing his lesson for the next day when he spots something that gives him the creeps.
Alright, I'm just finishing up putting up decorations for the students when they get back. I was on the smart board setting things up. I'm taking a step back, and you guys know me. I stay late often. It's just me here and the janitor, and let me show you. Do you see? I mean, is that not a kid sitting right there?
The teacher is completely alone in the classroom, but in the reflection of a screen, someone appears to be sitting in one of the desks, someone about the size of a small child. The teacher later tries to capture the strange reflection on camera again, but whatever that was has now disappeared. But this story gets even weirder. A janitor who works at the school says that he believes the eerie apparition is the ghost of a little girl who tragically passed away in an accident on a school property.
I'm the person who does the cleaning here, and I saw the video of the teacher house. I know that's the girl who died in an accident.
What is happening? I wanted to respect their privacy, but they just put a girl in the back of the ambulance. And the dad was running, and the poor mom was crying her head off.
So, could this mysterious figure be the spirit of the little girl returning to class from beyond? I leave that to you to decide. A voice from beyond. Morgan Lambert and her husband Eric are spending a casual night at home in Bristol, Virginia, when suddenly Morgan hears something truly disturbing.
Stop. Like, there is literally no way.
What are you talking about?
It's like not stopping.
What does it sound like?
I'm hoping the camera gets it because I feel like I'm losing my mind.
I just... Is it nebula?
No.
What does it sound like?
You. It sounds like you.
Me? Wait, like, this sounds like someone's in the house?
Mm-hmm. But it sounds like you. Don't go up there, don't go up there, don't go up there.
Should I call the cops?
I don't know.
I'm gonna check the camera upstairs, make sure no one's here.
Are you like messing with me because...
Hey, I really don't hear anything.
Okay.
Okay, it's just Nebula upstairs. There's no one up there.
Let me see if I got her in here. Damn. What was it?
Jesus.
My God.
Dude,
it was under the table.
That thing's full. The cats could not have done that.
That's heavy. Oh my God. Okay. Yep, that'll do it.
Morgan is freaked out when she suddenly starts to hear a voice that sounds like her husband Eric calling out to her from upstairs. The problem is, her husband Eric is right there with her in the same room. If you listen closely, Morgan's phone mic actually caught the eerie voice from upstairs. Right after this, a heavy cabinet sitting in the kitchen is thrown across the floor with no explanation. After Morgan shares her video online, worried viewers believe that Morgan might be dealing with an entity known as a mimic, or perhaps even a squatter hiding in her attic. But Morgan says that she and her husband checked upstairs and the attic and found no one there. Morgan believes that she might actually be dealing with a poltergeist, as she says she's experienced paranormal events that seem to follow her throughout her life. But as always, I ask, what do you think is going on here? Let me know. From inside, Angela is home alone at around 10 p.m. when she gets a Ring security camera notification on her phone. Angela is expecting her husband to be arriving home from work, so she doesn't think much of it. But when no one comes inside, Angela starts to feel a bit concerned. So she checks the security camera footage. What she sees makes her blood run cold. Behind the glass of the patio door, what looks like a young girl wearing a dress can be seen standing motionless before simply disappearing into thin air. It should be noted here that the little girl is inside the house, looking out. Angela is absolutely terrified, especially since she's home all alone. She doesn't get any sleep for the rest of the night. 2 days later, Angela still can't explain what happened, so she tries everything she can do to debunk what her security camera captured.
Okay, so this is the area, the door that it was like standing inside. We don't have anything or keep anything in this area because it's a walkway and it would be really awkward. And then this is where the security camera is. So when I looked at the footage, I expected to see a person. I didn't expect to see that though.
To this day, the creepy apparition remains a mystery. Mimi heads for higher ground. Proud grandmother Cindy Reid from Cleveland, Ohio, is babysitting her granddaughter Nova at the family's home when things suddenly take a very creepy turn.
So funny. I can't wait until summer gets here so we can go outside and play.
I miss Mimi.
I miss you too. I miss you too. What?
Coming.
What? Who's coming?
Here coming.
Who?
Him.
You see somebody back there?
Him.
Who?
Here.
Him?
Yeah.
Where's he at? Is he in our house?
Yeah.
Where? Show me. Where is he at? He's right in front of you?
Yep.
Who is it?
A guy.
Who's there, mister? What are you doing in our... Where's he at? In the dining room?
Yep.
Show me him. Go show me him. Give me your hand. Take me to him.
This him.
Take me to him. Show me.
This him.
Wait, let me... Show me. Is he right here?
Yep.
He's in our dining room?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our dining room, mister? What does he look like?
I bug.
He's got bug eyes?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our living room, mister? Get. You go back home. You go back wherever you came from.
Okay.
What's he doing? Come on, you're creeping me out. We're going upstairs. Come on. You're scaring me. We're going upstairs. Yeah, you're scaring me. We're going upstairs. You are...
Little Nova says that she sees a man with bug eyes standing in the dining room. Grandma Cindy gets a bit freaked out by the whole situation and decides that they should just head upstairs.
Come on, you're creeping me out. We're going upstairs. Come on. You're scaring me. We're going upstairs. Yeah, you're scaring me. We're going upstairs.
Nova's mother shared the video online and says that Grandma Cindy is very afraid of anything paranormal. She also mentions that baby Nova still claims to see a strange man that no one else can see, and he appears all around their home. The last passenger, Japanese, Explorer K from YouTube's Chicken Ball channel, travels to the old coal mining village of Yubari, hidden away in a remote countryside of Japan. Back in 1985, a disastrous gas explosion in the local mine tragically claimed the lives of 62 people. Today, the village is nearly deserted. To preserve the city's history, the local government built a museum and preserved the old railway station along with passenger trains, wedge plows, and coal cars. The old train is said to be extremely haunted by the victims of the tragic coal mine explosion. It's already getting late when Explorer K arrives at the old preserved train station. His goal is to investigate whether any spirits of the deceased are left wandering the trains.
駅ですね。当時のこれが駅でホームだったんですね。あ、開いてる。本当に開いてますね。古い車両となってますが、これ扉閉めますね。
Kay sets up his cameras and sits in silence as he listens for anything out of the ordinary. That's when things take a creepy turn. The explorer hears bizarre sounds coming from the train car as something seems to get closer and closer. Freaked out by the creepy activity, Kay eventually decides to go home. But when he uploads his footage to YouTube, he realizes that he caught something on camera that he didn't even notice. His eagle-eyed viewers spot something downright chilling.
戻って 定点カメラだけ一応ね検証という形でやってみようと思います。じゃあ定点カメラの方で検証しますが、まあそういうスポットではないということで何かが映るようなものはないのではないかと思います。なんか音するな。いや、定点をセットしたいと思います。
Did you see it? As Kay walks through the train car, someone can be seen seated on the right side. But when the explorer hears a sound and turns around, there's no one there. Watching the footage back, there was also no one there when he first walked through the train. Kay is completely alone, so just who or what is this? You can watch this full exploration over on YouTube channel Chicken Ball Channel. Late one night, Sarah Vargas is relaxing at home in the apartment that she shares with her dad in Colombia. Suddenly, she hears something from the apartment next door that is truly bizarre. Disturbing, desperate screams can be heard coming from her neighbor's apartment. Shocked witnesses on the street are quick to call the police, worried that it might be a case of domestic violence. But then, the story takes a very strange turn. The policeman asks people down on the street for rosary beads, an object often used in Catholic prayer. Oddly, police then call in a Catholic priest for support.
Siguieron, obviamente, como que llamaron a alguien, llamaron a una monja para que les ayudara.
Because, you see, all of this noise is actually coming from an exorcism that is taking place right next door. Sarah discovers that two girls were playing around with the Ouija board when suddenly one of the girls becomes very violent and starts vomiting some kind of dark matter, almost like dirt.
La chica empezó como a vomitar tierra, como vomitar oscuro.
The family believes that the girl might be possessed by an evil entity, and apparently the police agreed. Sarah says that the screaming went on all through the night, eventually getting quieter in the early morning hours, until it finally stopped. Now, without other eyewitness reports, it's hard to say exactly what happened here, but the desperate screams coming from that apartment are absolutely chilling. Amsterdam. Jennifer Lee is an American woman who lives in the city of Amsterdam in the Netherlands. One day, a couple of weeks ago, she was recording a cute Halloween photo shoot with her rescue dog, Maggie, in a large public park in Amsterdam. But suddenly, something happens that spooks both Jennifer and her dog.
You're gonna make the best dirty ghost? You're gonna make the best dirty ghost? Whoa.
What was supposed to be a fun little photo for Halloween turns into a living nightmare when Jennifer hears loud screaming and yelling coming from somewhere in or near the large park. Jennifer says that she searched the area for the source of the bizarre wailing, worried that someone might be in trouble or experiencing a mental health crisis. She even contacted local police.
So my first reaction when I hear someone screaming like that is I want to go to help them. And additionally, I used to be an EMT. So like when I hear someone screaming like that, I want to help if I'm able to. So logically, I understand that everyone was like, you should leave. I would have left. But also like, I don't know, it makes me wonder if that was me screaming in the woods, would anyone have come for me? No one else stopped. No one else.
Unfortunately, no one was found. So, the creepy screaming remains a mystery to this day. The White Logan Bothy. If you hike an hour into the remote countryside of Scotland, you can find the old 18th century White Logan Bothy, a mountain cabin that's free to use for travelers. The creepy old cabin has no electricity, no running water, and perhaps most disturbing of all, there are no locks on any of the doors. Over the years, hundreds of travelers have visited the White Logan Bothy, and many of these visitors claim to have had strange, unexplained experiences while staying there. A few outdoor and travel YouTube channels have visited the White Logan Bothy as well, and most have experienced at least something a little weird while staying there.
I'm quite scared of it staying here, to be honest. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it really will be fine.
Again, let me stress that all of the following videos were recorded by travel and outdoor channels. None of these people are ghost hunters. And in fact, every one of these YouTubers says they don't even believe in ghosts at all.
I don't particularly believe in ghosts, neither does mine.
But they also can't explain what they experienced at the White Logan Bothy.
Today, I'm going to be staying in a bothy in Scotland for the first ever time.
First up is solo traveler Ruth Asling, who spent a night in the old Scottish cabin and found it a bit unnerving.
So, I don't know why I'm feeling a little bit anxious, because I've stayed in a camper van so many times in different countries. I feel like here is just so remote, and to get away, you have to hike over 1 hour to get back to the camper van. So maybe that's why. And also there's no locks. So on my camper van, I always lock the doors. Maybe that's also why. I don't know. Oh God. I'm hearing some strange noises. I don't know if it's maybe a mouse or it's the chimney. It feels really weird without curtains because I feel like someone could be standing outside and looking in the window. I don't know, I feel really scared. I don't know why. I just feel really nervous.
Ruth stayed the full night at the cabin, but she doesn't exactly get a restful sleep.
Last night I was a bit scared. There were some strange noises and I had some earplugs with me, so I put them in to block out the strange noises. God, I'm still hearing weird noises.
Throughout the night, while completely alone, Ruth keeps hearing bizarre noises that creep her out. Oddly, she decides to just ignore the strange sounds and put in earplugs, which kind of seems like a bad idea when you're staying alone in a cabin in the middle of nowhere and there are no locks on the doors, but to each their own.
Bye bye, Buffy.
Next up, a camper who goes by the name of Happy Hippie and who says he does not believe in ghosts or paranormal has a similar creepy experience.
I've set up my bed for the night. Gonna get the fire on when it gets darker. This will probably be me for most of the night now. I just get the music on, enjoy this beautiful fire, then get back outside tomorrow in my hammock. I got one of them water filter straws, and it comes with 2 little bags as well, so you can attach the straw to that. But I've not got to use. Maybe this is the guests. There was no one there. I don't know if that's just the people with me or something. I don't know if that's something they do. But I don't think it would be that family. It was just a dad and his daughter and son. Oh well, we'll see. It was just knocking on the door again, and then I went out, but there was no one there, so I don't know what's going on, but I've heard of any haunted bobbies or anything. I've never had weird shit. Just wanted a nice little bobby night. If you've watched all my videos before, you know I don't do like this. It's gonna be a fun night. Walking around into the room, and then I go in there and it just stops. Maybe I just gone really loud and forget about it. Yeah, cameraman never dies, right?
Happy Hippie spends the night in the cabin, but the next day he still can't explain just what happened.
Morning, had a bit of an experience last night. I couldn't really explain what was happening next door with the noises, but I'm not really a believer in ghosts myself. It was a bit creepy, but I'm more of an alien guy. But if you are into ghosts and all that paranormal stuff, these are not the videos for you, because this is not what I do, this is not what I'm about. I'm just a happy hippie, hiking, living in nature, loving the world. I never have anything like this happen to me, so...
Now, this next video is by far the creepiest footage ever recorded in the White Lagoon Bothy.
We're at a place called White Lagoon Bothy.
It was shot by Ben and Martin from the YouTube channels Adventure Outdoors and What's Not to Hide. The two men traveled to the White Lagoon Bothy together and experienced something that is truly terrifying.
Found the Bothy book. You put my glasses on now because mine's a bat. So this is popular, quite a popular bothy by the looks of it. Someone actually stayed last night. It was nice and tidy when we came in. So plaudits to whoever stayed here last night. Well done, absolutely spotless. Hold on a minute. I'm out. Oh, shit. I'm out of here. No.
It's getting late when a door suddenly slams shut all on its own.
That was totally weird. The door just started to move on its own, and then it just pretty much slammed shut. I mean, Marty's out there.
I don't really want to come back in.
He's in bits. That was just the weirdest thing, wasn't it?
Now, the two friends are both skeptics, but they are still a little unnerved by what just happened.
But that was terrifying, and I don't even swear. I'm swearing, but I don't. But that was genuinely terrifying. I shot myself when it slammed. I just wanted out of here. There's something really, because I say it doesn't feel creepy. It doesn't feel like you're in the presence or anything. As I say, we don't really believe that stuff. There might be, stuff we can't explain, whatever. But we just don't believe in the whole ghosty, spooks in the night kind of thing. Just don't. But that was genuinely terrifying, and I'm going to keep that door. I'm keeping it closed.
Little do they know that things are about to get even weirder.
Well, folks, it's probably about 10 minutes after our ordeal with the spooky door closing over there, and we're trying to rationalise it. I mean, I don't particularly believe in ghosts, and it does mine. So we're kind of thinking that it might have been just like the backdraft of the wind. I mean, there's a storm going on outside, so
yeah. But I still don't believe it was the wind, but it's the only when the wind's blowing that strong outside, and there's no, it's the only rational explanation, even though I'm not even looking at that. No, I'm not looking at it. It's moving, right? I'm honest, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go.
This can't be right.
I don't. I'm not. It's black in here as well. I can't see a thing.
So there's a chair over there, and it just started to move, which is
no way. I'm not even. No.
This is bonkers.
I'm not having any part of this.
That is moving.
Jesus Christ.
It is moving. That chair is moving.
Just leave it. Come on,
Christ. Well, I'm gonna drink some more wine, I think. Christ.
No, that's poltergeist shit. All that's poltergeist stuff. That's not ghostly. That's like evil spirit stuff.
A chair sitting in the corner of the room inexplicably starts to slide across the floor on its own. These two die-hard skeptics suddenly begin to wonder if they might be dealing with some sort of paranormal entity. Now, a little nervous, they finish out their night stay in the other room and head out the next day. Now, I want to point out again that the White Log and Bothy has never been investigated by any ghost hunting team or ghost hunting YouTube channel. All of the footage shown here today was captured by outdoor explorers and campers who had never posted any video related to the paranormal before these clips. So, is the White Log and Bothy haunted? And would you dare to spend a night there? Let me know. In the countryside of Tilloy, Ohio, lies the Shray Road Tunnel, built underneath a set of railroad tracks in 1927. The old road tunnel is said to be extremely haunted. The story goes that long ago, a woman was carrying her baby while walking along the train tracks late at night. Tragically, the two were hit by an oncoming train. It is said that her ghost, along with the ghost of her baby, haunts the Shray Road Tunnel. Many people who have traveled through the tunnel report seeing the ghostly figure of a woman holding her baby. Others claim to have heard odd, unexplained wails and moans. Because of these eerie encounters, locals started referring to the Shray Tunnel by a much creepier name, the Crybaby Tunnel. Levi Woodruff, intrigued by the spooky stories, sets out to explore the Crybaby Tunnel late one night. As you might imagine, it did not go well.
So I've been down in here in a place called Crybaby's Tunnel. It's a place that's local around my area, and they say she got hit on the tracks with her baby, or her body was dumped right there in the creek down here. There's something dead right there. Bro, there's something dead right there. It's a dead deer. It's a dead deer. I've been out here forever trying to get stuff done. This place is spooky. Is anybody out there? Hello? Right. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
In the pitch black darkness of the tunnel, with nothing but a flashlight, Levi suddenly hears the disturbing cries of a baby. Familiar with the spooky stories surrounding the tunnel, Levi makes a run for it. So, could these cries belong to the spirit of the baby that tragically passed away in the creepy old railroad tunnel? And is the ghost of the baby's mother still inside, just waiting for someone to enter?
Hell no. Hell no.
In a flash.
Man, that makes so clear too. That bitch a girl. You are that bitch. That's your ass. Hey, man, what you do?
Sometimes a very silly moment turns scary in an instant. Two guys are just goofing around, but then, like a bolt out of the blue, fun time is over.
Get it up. Get it up.
Antoine's restaurant. Isabel Riley recently shared a very creepy story online and followed it up with one of the creepiest pictures you'll ever see.
I need to tell you guys about the most insane evidence that I have ever seen of a ghost existing. Backstory. I was at a company get-together with my CEOs, my coworkers, and one of the owners of the company. They all looked at us and was like, hey, do you guys want to see a ghost picture? Immediately, yes. He begins to tell us that he was in New Orleans at a restaurant called Antoine's. New Orleans, first of all, super haunted city. If you know, you know. And Antoine's is one of the oldest restaurants in the city, one of the oldest restaurants, I believe, in America. It has a lot of history. It used to be a jail. It is a really well-established place, has been around forever. So he's dining at this restaurant and he is offered a tour of the wine cellar. The wine cellar is huge, has thousands of bottles of wine, probably worth millions of dollars. So he's taking a tour of the wine cellar, he's taking pictures. There's this guy in the wine cellar on a laptop who is apparently at auction buying more rare wine for the collection. My CEO takes pictures of this guy on his laptop. Doesn't think anything of it, he doesn't see anything, leaves the restaurant, calls it a day. The next morning, he's looking through the photos and notices something. So this is the first picture that he showed me from the wine cellar. You can see this guy who is on his laptop at auction doing whatever. And here is the next picture that he took. So we all see that. That is a full body apparition. It looks like a woman in this like black Victorian dress. And when I was showed this, I genuinely had full body chills.
So just who could the eerie, alleged ghost woman dressed all in black in the photo be? For that, we look into the history of the restaurant. Antoine El Chateau opened his restaurant all the way back in 1840. Then, in 1875, Antoine passed away at the age of 55. After his death, he left his wife, Julie, in charge of the restaurant. So, could this be Julie's spirit still watching over the restaurant from beyond the grave? Well, let me know what you think. This next video was recorded by a man named Javier from Argentina. Javier says that he was worried about his friend Antonio, as he hadn't heard from him in a while. So he drives over to Antonio's house to check up on him. Javier bangs on the front door. No answer. He calls out Antonio's name. Again, no answer. Concerned, Javier climbs over the wall into Antonio's backyard and goes to the back door of the house. Strangely, the door is open. Fearing the worst, Javier steps inside to investigate. What happens next is downright chilling.
Antonio! Antonio! Toño, soy yo. Javier.
Puta madre.
¡Ey!
Loco. Soy Javier, boludo. Che, loco, ¿sos vos? Ya fue, boludo. Vine a ver qué onda, ¿cómo andás? ¿Estás bien? Che, loco, si sos vos, salí. ¿Escuchan eso?
Javier doesn't know what's going on, but he doesn't want any part of it. He decides to leave the house and call the police. But just as he's about to exit, he hears a strange sound from somewhere behind him. The next 30 seconds are like something straight out of a nightmare. Did you see it? A door swings open by itself, and someone or something with glowing eyes seems to peek over the upper glass of the door, 7 feet in the air. Javier has had enough. He makes a run for it. He later says that whoever or whatever that was, it certainly was not his friend Antonio. After calling the police, officers arrive at the residence. Javier learns the devastating truth. His friend Antonio had tragically passed away inside the house, just behind that very door he couldn't open. Javier is so upset and confused by the entire ordeal that he just can't let it go. He decides to return to Antonio's house in search of answers. It does not go well.
Esta es la pieza. Mierda. Una laucha. Da un poco de escalofrío estar acá, se siente una carga un poco pesada, qué sé yo. ¡Qué mierda! La linterna. ¿Qué pasó? ¡Ey! ¿Quién es? ¿Quién anda ahí? Mierda. ¡Hola! ¿Qué mierda anda ahí, la concha de su madre? ¡Hey!
And with that, Javier is done. He leaves the house for good and to this day, he claims he has no explanation for what happened inside. There is something in the basement. Nuke's top 5 viewer Oliver reached out to me about a video he captured in his home in Twin Falls, Idaho. In his email, Oliver explains that he was recording a video for his friends, showing them where they would be sleeping for a planned sleepover that night. In the video, he takes them on a quick tour of his basement, but what happens next is literally like something from a nightmare.
What the hell?
As Oliver looks inside the bedroom, he sees a tall, dark figure standing inside the room. Startled by the eerie apparition, Oliver stumbles back before quickly turning on the lights and taking another look. But whatever was standing there has disappeared. What makes this footage even creepier is that when it's slowed down, it becomes clear that whoever or whatever this is appears to be wearing a hat. Now, if you don't know, countless people across the world have reported seeing a being known as the Hat Man. While some claim to have seen the apparition while fully awake, the Hat Man is most commonly known for terrorizing victims of sleep paralysis. Curious, I asked Oliver if he had ever experienced the sleep paralysis before. He explained that he actually did, but only when he was a child. So, could Oliver have actually captured proof of the Hat Man's existence? Let me know what you think.